101-year-old Florida man setting his sights on becoming Congress's oldest freshman. Joe Newman of Sarasota tossing his hat in the ring as a write-in candidate for Florida's 16th congressional district. November's race pitting him against Democratic challenger Henry Lawrence and Republican incumbent Vern Buchanan. The 16th congressional district widely considered a Republican stronghold, but that's not stopping Joe. Joining me now, Joe Newman. Well, Joe, I really wanted you on The Real Story because I see that your campaign slogan is real issues, real points, real campaign. Why are you running at 101 years old?
Well, I've answered that question before, and I can only give you the same answer. I listen to what is going on, and am unhappy with the fact that human beings are not being concerned in the thinking. That a few minutes of what I heard before is I hear a lot of talk, but we have to realize that there are human beings involved. Mm-hmm. And I became interested or concerned, more concerned, a few years ago when our representative, my representative, in the same week voted to not to continue the Bush tax cut, to continue the Bush tax cuts,
right,
and not to raise them, and then in the same week voted against health care.
Okay.
In other words, he was saying no to that it was okay for not to raise taxes,
right,
and it is also okay for several millions to be without health care.
Right. So you're going to be a write-in candidate. So yes. Are you trying to raise a bunch of money for that, or what are you doing with your campaign?
We are doing nothing but trying to raise the issue and have people sit down and consider. And you mentioned before the anthropological progressive idea, and that's because throughout society, human beings have tried to improve the society they're in. Yep. Each of us. Well, the two young men in a room with me and you hope that when you die, it'll be a better world than when you were born.
Well, it's interesting because the Constitution mandates a minimum age for somebody to be in the House of Representatives. That's 25. There is no max age, Joe, which is good news for you. But,
yes, it is good news.
I got to ask you, what's your thoughts on term limits?
I'm in favor of term limits. We run the danger of losing good minds that are there. Yep. But then it's a trade-off between getting new minds in and retaining the olds. And you know, as well as I do, what they're saying is that they are spending most of their time trying to raise funds for the re-election.
Right. Well, you know what? The oldest person now in the House is a 90-year-old Representative Ralph Hall, a Republican of Texas. You may beat him by 11 years. Joe Newman, out of Florida. All the best to you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, now for some sports.